Everyone on this earth has a dream, something they want to become, or somewhere they want to be. A story we tell ourselves. What is life without our stories? Stories help us create connection, build familiarity and trust, to make people more open to learning. And sometimes it is for entertainment, like superhero stories that most of us are familiar with. Who is here a fan of X-Men? What about the Avengers? I see you over there. All right. But hold on a second. Have you ever thought what we're so attracted to superheroes? Is it the fact that they overcame fear? Is it the fantasy of living in a fearless character? Or is it their magical power? Today, no superheroes, no magic, yet a story about a young girl who's full of fear. It's all started in a middle-class family among 7 siblings, raised by parents who only believed in grades and education, to be or not to be a doctor, to be an engineer, or not to be. She was smart, super active, loved the movements and sports, but she wasn't that much in grades and exams. She could not wait to graduate from high school to pursue her dream in sports. Although when she did, there were not much options around at the time. She went to college, English major, studied first, second, third year. Then what? She feared so much to be in the not to be category. She looked everywhere for any opportunity. She went and applied for gyms where opportunities were limited at the time for women in sports. She got accepted. She had to have some online courses, some exams, and she passed them, luckily. She had her first role as a coach in international gym for women. She learned. She gave so much to that job. When her colleagues in college were looking up their grades, she was looking up her KPIs. But she graduated from college. And her parents, like a lot of parents, had certain expectations of her. And under a lot of pressure, she had to do something. She went and worked for an HR in a bank. She had a great learning experience. And frankly speaking, she was really good at it. She had a good office, good salary, everyone's happy. But she wasn't. She decided to do a big change and went and worked for a sports company, managing sports events, cycling, running, and swimming. Right there, where she felt the spark back again to her life. She wasn't sure what the future is going to be, but she was sure of one thing, that sports was her passion. One day, she got a call from her brother. He was a student at the time, who was living 400 kilometers away. And he asked her if she can join him in his little adventure, selling and renting some bicycles. Well, new experience, so challenging, so new, and he doesn't have a story yet. It's going to be from his van, their family van. She said yes. She grabbed a bag, put in some of her stuff, she got one-way ticket, and she went there. She started building hers and her brother's dream into a startup. Although they did not know much about business. Her early experience was back in high school. She was making some handmade bracelets and selling them. But they went and applied for accelerators, and they got accepted, and they learned about business. She was with no payment check, in a city where she knew no one but her brother. The fear was there everywhere. The fear of her losing her money. The fear of what the future is going to be. The fear of entering a field that were full of everyone but Saudi women. They did not stop their entrepreneurship journey. They resumed selling They turned their fearful dream into a startup, then a brand, then a bicycle shop. And actually, they turned it to an investable business. That young man, her brother, is actually in the audience today. And you guessed right, I'm that young woman. We presumed the startup. And like an entrepreneur, like a female entrepreneur, I wanted to share that passion with all women. Except that back then, it was almost impossible for women to cycle in their traditional abaya. And for you who are not familiar with the abaya, it's the traditional outfit that women wears. It's similar to a dress, and it has the potential 99.9% to get hooked in the chain or in the wheel when you cycle. So I thought, I must do something. I wanted to transfer my passion into something, into a design, into an outfit that allows all Muslim women, not only Saudi, to cycle, to make them feel the freedom that I felt once. But I'm not a designer, I'm an entrepreneur. Well, this is what entrepreneurship is all about, right? With a great discovery, I found out that my mom was a great tailor. So she helped me design the first design. It did not look so cool in the beginning, but it was good enough. And also, from there, I was fortunate enough to showcase this design in Saudi Design Week 2018. And also, what was once an act of fear is now joining one of Nike's women projects. Although the sportwear was there, the sports cycling abaya that I designed, it was there. It was difficult for all women to cycle in public. So I thought I should do something about this. How? I want to change this. It was stigmatized. The only thing I can do is to be one of the main players in the game to change that rule. So I worked with the Saudi Cycling Federation. I helped build from the ground up the opportunity for women in the cycling world. Not only by building 2 training centers for women in Riyadh, but also created the first national women team. Thank you. And also became the first female board member in the Saudi Cycling Federation. That fearful woman is this year joining a global campaign to represent the Middle East out of 5 people around the world who have done change in their communities. I'm not here today to tell you that fear is an illusion or something you cannot go easily around. Fear is a fundamental human instinct that we cannot resist, yet we can make it work for us. One last thing I wanted to ask you today, when you get back home, to bring a pen and a paper and try to write all the things that you fear. Mine was riding a 2-wheeled bicycle. And I turned that fear of wheels to wheels of change. Thank you so much.